Oh, I'm sure I didn't change it. This is 50 Shades Freed after 40 minutes. I gotta change the title. Okay, but either way, let's get into this part. So a little more is happening. That's a little bit more, now it's a little more just contentious, whatever, conflict, and that type of thing. All right, movie cap, movie review, 50 Shades Freed, movie reaction. I don't know. Anyway, movie cap, movie review, 50 Shades Freed. Okay, after 40 minutes. So at 30-minute mark, she was washing his hair. She was washing his hair. There's a whole little, bonding scene with that. Then it moves towards, she wanted to cut his hair or whatever. So she said, where the scissors at? He's like, there's some on my desk. She goes to the desk, of course, she's gonna find something, right? So she goes looking more than just beyond the desk. She opens up a drawer, she finds a gun. It was Layla's gun. So she was like, so when she comes back, she's like, well, what are you doing with it? He was like, why didn't you turn it into the cops? She was like, she had enough trouble going on, and like, so there was just that, right? Then the next part is Christian was supposed to go to New York, but he told her, at first he told her to come with her, but she was like, no, I got work, um, I got meetings. He was like, this ain't, he giving all the whatchamacallit. She's like, no, I need to be there. I need to be at work. I want to work. This, ain't that, boom, boom. They had that whole little thing. But anyway, so next morning, he's going off to uh, New York. So he goes to New York. He's like, stay with Sawyer in the Santa Third. Come straight home after work. Da 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 boom boom. She's like, okay, I will in the Santa Third. Boom boom. So she goes to work though, and but when she goes to work, she gets a text from Kate. Remember, Kate's like her best friend, Kate Kavanaugh, and Kate's dating Elliot. So Kate says invites her out to drinks. So when she gets to the car, she tells her new security. She tells Sawyer, "Take me to the bunker. No, take me to some bunker bar." And he was like, "Mr. Gray said take you home." She was like, "Mr. Gray's not here. I am." So bunker bar. And so he's like, "All right." He takes her to the bar. Um, then Kate and her are talking, and she was like, "Yeah, uh, she was like, I miss you when we get spend much time." She's like, "Look at you." Kate asked, like, "Can we get another round of martinis? Just keep them coming. Don't ever stop." She's like, "Yo, I can't be this and that third. Boom, boom. I need to be. I don't need. She's like, I'm not even supposed to be out here with you." She's like, "You're so married." And then they're talking about, of course, Jay Amatio. Something's gonna happen with Jay Amatio. Some type of But the thing was, Jay Amatio was making passes that Jay Amatio was a. She works with Elliot. That's how uh, Christian knows Jay or whatever. So she works with Elliot. And but remember, Jay Amatio was acting real friendly and stuff with Christian during, when they was showing when she was showing in the house plans that she was making, whatever. And then but while they're over drinks or whatever, Kate is like, she thinks something might be potentially going on. So what she said to her, she was like, "Why don't you just ask him straight out?" She was like, "I don't even want to know the answer to it." She's like, "I don't even want to know the truth. I don't want to know the answer. I don't want to ask that question. I don't even want to do that." She's like, "I don't even know why I care so much." But then she was like, also, um, what she say to her? She said, uh, Elliot and Jaya Matio, remember Jaya Matio is the architect. She was like, yeah, they work on this big eco project. And Jaya has really big plans, really big, great genes. So she has really big plans. That's what she said. She got, and so he loves looking at those plans, So she's saying that type of thing. But so she's a little bit worried that Elliot might be messing with Jay Amatio or something like that. So we'll figure out what's going on with her and them. But so they get martinis and whatnot, and then they go home. She was like, she has like 6 mixed calls from Christian. So then, of course, I guess they drop off whatchamacallit, Kate. They go, and then she goes back home up through the elevator. She's like, "Yo, don't tell Christian." And this and the third, he was like, "He already knows." He was like, "He already knows this and the third." She's like, "I talked to him after you got off work." And so she was like, "Oh man." So she's like, she was like, don't tell Christian. I'll tell him. She was like, "He already knows." Um, so she gets in the house though first, and so when she gets into the house, She goes into the room, the light's not working in the room, but she continues and she takes off her shoes, whatever. And then the guy comes up behind her and he was like, don't say anything, this and third. So, but mind you, she has security. So Sawyer, he's like, yo, this and third. And so the guy, he has a knife to her neck and he's like, we're gonna walk this back to the elevator nice and slow. He's walking her back to the elevator and then Sawyer's like, yo, let her go, this and third, boom, boom, boom. And so, but she has two bodyguards, Sawyer and Prescott. Prescott is the woman. So the Jack has Anna in the knife towards her neck, but Sawyer's right there. And so Sawyer's in front, but then he doesn't see Prescott come from behind. So Prescott's like, yo, drop it, and it's like there, boom, boom. They get into a lot. He tries to like spin around to like whatever toward Prescott. Prescott hits him with a uppercut and then knock him out or whatever. And then, not knock him out, but she takes him down. And then she was like, yo, put your hands behind your head or I'm a, you know what I'm saying? So they do that. They have a whole little altercation, that type of scene. So basically, Jack broke into the house and was about to, whatever he was about to do, I guess kidnap Anna. He's about to kidnap Anastasia. So there was that whole thing. And then, but Sawyer and Prescott, take him down. And then they basically save her or whatever. So then they're doing like the whole police thing. And there was like, one other little thing that they mentioned. While she was out to drinks with Kate, Kate was telling her like, yo, they found a whole bunch of files about Christian and the Grey family, and Christian Grey hired security for the whole family and everybody. And she's like, why are you looking at me like I don't know, like you know what I'm talking about? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, but he didn't tell me, but I'm sure he had his own reasons for why he didn't tell me. But so they found a whole bunch of files on Jack's computer or whatever. And then but then the cop, she's talking to the cops, and then the cop says basically the way he was able to get into the thing was he had some like fake license plates or whatever. So that's how he was able to kind of sort of like get past or get into the building. And then there was a note, and the note said, you owe me a life. And she was like, does this mean anything to you? And she was like, no. So there was that. Now, but Christian was away in New York. Now, mind you, who knows if she had just went straight home and how things had kind of sort of would have kind of sort of went or anything like that. But the fact of the matter was, she didn't go straight home. She went out for drinks and boom, boom, and then the whole thing ends up happening with that. So when she wakes up, she wake up on some, she ain't, she acting like ain't nothing really happened or nothing. Nothing really happened, but for a fact that Christian already knows everything that's been going on. So you probably want to address that. But she on some like, hey, good morning, come to bed. So, when she wakes up, it's like a little cut. It's a scene, and you see a glass. It's brown. So maybe some bourbon or something like that, or whatever. So that's in the cup. And then she's like, come to bed. Hey, come to bed. Good morning, this and third. So he gets up, takes a sip, puts the glass on the joint, and then he rubs her side of her face, but he was like, maybe later. And then so instead of giving her a kiss, of course, instead of a kiss on the lips, he gives her a kiss on the forehead and then walks off. He's mad. He's mad. He's mad. So I don't know what his reaction or for sure is about to be, but this is 50 Shades Freed after 40 minutes. This is 50 Shades Freed after 40 minutes. So let's continue the movie. This movie is a little bit shorter than the other ones, but it's still almost 2 hours.